What's up everyone, Yellowdot here, and today I will talk about my journey so far as a free-to-play player. It has been almost 1 year since Genshin Impact has been released. I have been playing since day 1, and today we will go over what I have collected, perhaps, regrets I have, or characters I wish I pulled for, stuff like that. But we will also go over all the characters I have, all the constellations. We'll go over the weapons that we have and stuff like that. Now, first of all, the first time I pulled in Genshin Impact is when, of course, on Noel's banner. So what I got from the Noel banner, I don't quite remember, but I do remember one thing, and this is that I got Chongyun. So I started my Genshin Impact journey off on September 28, 2020 with a Chongyun. Now, I've made him my main character for a very long time because I kind of refused to pull for anyone else. So his talents, as you can see, are 666, and I haven't really touched him anymore at all. But the reason for that is I was waiting for Beto to be released, so I used him as my main character until Beto was released. Now, a few months later, the Tartaglia banner came out. Yes, the all unholy Tartaglia banner. Now, this is where a lot went down, okay? I actually still have an image of my quote-unquote luck from back then, so I'll try to include it. I'm not the best at editing. If I'm not able to include it, it will be in the comments down below. The same goes for any clips or videos that I want to include on my pulling session on the Tartaglia banner as well. I'll add like a card or something or whatever it's called, so you guys can have a look at that yourself if you want to. I've pulled on 2 Tartaglia's banner, for a matter of fact. Once I pulled for a C6 Beto. The second time, when his rerun was, Rosaria came out as well, and all I wanted was 1 Rosaria. Now the way that went wasn't very great either. It took me 90 pulls to get 1 Rosaria. Then a few weeks later, when she came out on the standard banner, I got her again from the standard banner. So that might have been a slight mistake on my part, but I have to say it was worth it. I think she is insanely fun to have as a support for my Beto. Either way, let's get back to the original topic, which was me pulling on the almighty first Tartaglia banner. My initial goal was wanting a C6 Beto. The other characters on this banner, I believe, were Xinyan and Diona, or Ningguang and Diona? I think Ningguang and Diona. That sounds about right. Beto, Ningguang, Diona. Those were the 3 characters on the banner, okay? Now, one of the things I ended up getting was like a C10 Diona. But at first I was quite upset with it. If you watch the video that I will link that relates to these pulls, you will see that I am clearly not happy whenever I get a Diona or whenever I got a Tartaglia. But I have to say, after so many months of playing the game now, I am very happy with them. They are part of my main party. Tartaglia's playstyle is probably the most unique in the game because of his E, where you go in close combat mode. It's definitely very satisfying as well. And Diona is just a great support, I have to say. She does everything very well. C6 is insane. Well, not quote-unquote the best, but it's really good. So we have a C6 Diona as well. Then for Beto, we also finally have C6. So what we did is, as I told you, we pulled on the Tartaglia banner for her, but we ended up getting a C5 Beto out of the Tartaglia banner. I did not end up getting a C6 Beto from the Tartaglia banner, which was really unfortunate. So I had to wait. I had to wait for a Beto rerun or something like that. So we waited and waited, and after months and months of waiting, but before we get to that, let's talk a little more about this, okay? Let's talk a little more about this, okay? I know you guys, whenever someone in my chat, in my Twitch chat, sees it, they're like, there's no shot that this guy is F2P. How does he have a C4 Tartaglia? But pull it up. Here's that wishing history part that I was talking about. According to that wishing history part, let me find it real quick. Okay. Alright, according to that wishing history part, as you can see here, we got a Tartaglia in 28 pulls for the first time. Then we got a Tartaglia again, won the 50-50 in 29 pulls. And then we got him again in 10 pulls. And then we got a Keking in 26 pulls. And then we got another Tartaglia in 79 pulls. Now the Chi-Chi isn't part of this banner, the Tartaglia banner, so we'll talk about it in a bit. Now so as you can see, my luck was quite out of the ordinary, one might say, okay? And with this, you see, you're like, oh, this is only a C3 Tartaglia. Where did that C4 Tartaglia come from? Now, you guys may remember that I was talking to you guys about that Rosaria banner. You know, that the Rosaria came out. So Rosaria came out. I was like, oh, Pog, I must have one. But as I mentioned, it took me 90 pulls to get one. And guess what? She was on the Tartaglia banner. And guess what? I got another Tartaglia. And you know what that means? That means that now I own a C4 Tartaglia. So that is how that went. Now let's get back to talking about Chi-Chi and how I got her, okay? So I'm not necessarily disappointed with pulling her. A C0 is fine for me, you know. It's not like I'm gonna get any Constellation Scopium. But the reason we got a Chi-Chi, once again, is because we wanted the C6 Beto. Yes, that's right. The Lantern Rite came around. Zhao came out. I didn't really want Zhao, but you know who else was on that banner? Beto. And I only needed one more Beto to finish my C6. So as any human that's dumb would do, I pulled for a 4-star. And yes, in the meantime, I pulled a Chi-Chi. But then a few pulls later, I did get my Beto. And that's when we finally got our C6 Beto. Now, a few months later, well, not about a month later, I would say in December of 2020, we finally hit our standard banner pity for the first time ever. I'm like, oh, the best thing this could be is probably a Skyward Pride for my Beto, because I want to build her as my main physical DPS. So I was praying and praying, and guess what? It indeed was a Skyward Pride. My first 5-star weapon on this account, on the standard banner, was a Skyward Pride. I couldn't have been any happier. It was so ridiculous how lucky that was. There's also a clip for that. I will also include that in the links down below, you know. You can check out the description for a lot of links. Now, I already went over this. And we got a Keking from the banner that you saw from the Tartaglia banner in 26 pulls. Then, in the standard banner, about a few months later, because I'm free to play, you know, I only pull on the standard banner when I get my Acquaint Fates for free. And a few months later, guess what? Yeah, that's right. And 30 wishes. Well, it was 26 wishes to be precise. On the standard banner, it was another 26. I got a constellation for Keking. Now this character is the bane of my existence. I'd rather get constellations for Chi-Chi than get more of Keking. The main reason is because I don't really like her playstyle, I don't really like her design, there's nothing going for her that I like. The reason she is this high of a level is because I did some bets with my Twitch chat, you know, like if you like gifted a sub I would level her up and stuff like that. And so I did. So with that in mind, that is why she is level 81, but as you can see she is still friendship 1 and she will not see any uses in the near future, I will tell you that. Um, then the Sayu banner, you know, a few months, I can talk about the other, I can show you the other constellations in a second. A few months, flash forwards a few months later to 2.0 when Yoimiya came out. Now I was on a 50-50 situation and I really wanted Sayu. So I had about 23 acquaint fates. I mean intertwined fates. I had about 23 free intertwined fates. And guess what I did? I went for Sayu. And as you can see, I do have her, but there was a little side effect to it. I pulled another 5-star. And the 5-star, yeah, you can already guess it. It's the bane of my existence. We have a C2 Keking that I never plan on using, which is kind of unfortunate. I know. I'm sorry if you hate me for this, but it's my preference, you know. That is just how that is. That is the story of all my 5-stars. I think that is all of them. Looks like it. But yeah, as you can see, the character we have the most of is Mr. Tartaglia. All videos will be included below, of course, that I can provide for the pulls that I did. And the luck that I got with the Skyward Pride. Let's see the constellation for the other characters. I don't quite remember. We have a C5 visual. I wonder which banner I pulled on to get a C5 visual. Might be the Zhao banner, maybe. Because I do remember pulling on the Zhao banner, and I think visual might have been on that. Of course, C6 Traveler, C0 Chi-Chi, C3 only Barbara. So the first constellation was for free. This one was for free, and this one, the original one, you also got for free from an event, I believe. So you got automatically a free C1 Barbara, and these other two were just random pulls. I have a C2 Xiongling, which I do use every now and then. I have a C0 Yunfei, but I really like Yunfei. I pulled her on the standard banner. I did not pull on the banner when she released at all. Like, I forgot which 5-star it was. I think it might have been a rerun of Zhongli or something. But I got her randomly on the standard banner. I was actually so excited. As you can see, I already have her at friendship 10, but I do want to use her one day properly and build her. And then of course we have the Noelle C4. I pulled her a bunch from the standard banner. I do remember that, unfortunately, but she is a okay character regardless. Then we have Ningguang, which was part of the Beidou banner, the first one, with alongside Diona and Tartaglia. She is the character I pulled the least. Now Kaya, you can only get from the standard banner, and I have a C3 of him. So with that in mind, I got the quote-unquote pretty lucky pulling my Kayas, you could say. I do like him though. I have no regrets when it comes to him. I feel like I do want to build him eventually as well. And then of course we have Bennett, who is C4. I'm currently working him towards friendship level 10, but I have no plans on using him after friendship 10. The same goes for Lisa, also C0. And then we Xingqiu. The only reason I got him is because when there was a event in Liu, you got to choose one character for free. I believe it was Chongyun, Xinyan, Xingqiu, and maybe Ningguang. And was it maybe? I think there might be one more that I'm forgetting. And that's who I chose. I chose him because I wanted the refunds on the books. It was a wise choice in the end, you know. He comes through every now and then. Xinyan also was on one of the banners that I pulled for it, so we have a C for Xinyan. At the moment, I don't have any plans on using her, but maybe one day I'll go out of my way to use her properly. Amber, who is almost friendship 10, and we have a C1 Amber, just as any human should have, you know, because why the hell not? Now, we will quickly go to the shop. We go to the bargains. Oh, as you can see, I already have C6 beta. Nice. Um, for the crystal top up, we have nothing spent. I never will spend. This is actually 2.1 just released today, so this actually just reset today, I believe. The shop stuff. That's interesting. It doesn't matter to me though. I'm free to play. Forehead. I currently have 58.1k primo, so I never have done a primo gem refresh in my life, like refreshing with primos to get more resin, okay? Because I would consider that a waste. Now these two banners right here, I'm not pulling on either of these either. I'm skipping both of them as well. I'm also skipping Kokomi because I don't want her either. My ultimate goal for what I'm saving up at the moment for is either a Yay Miko or an all Beto rerun. Because after a certain event where we got to try out Albedo a lot, I think he is probably one of the most fun characters to me that I've seen so far. Um, Sometimes, you know, you regret pulling for a character because you just wish you could have played with them more. But with that event in mind, you were able to play with them to your heart's content, and it was very satisfying to get it out. Now for the primos, as you can see, we have 5, 8, and 199. See, I don't have any of these nasty crystals either. Um, it may seem a little more. I was in the content creator program originally for this game, but I kind of backed out of it. If I'm honest, I think I got a total of what 10k primos total from like I don't know, being in there for like 3, 4, 5 months. So I kind of moved on from that either way. Now let's review the weapons that I have. We have two 5-star weapons. We have the Skyward Sprite, which we have already talked about. Now, the Skyward Sprite actually was a recent standard banner pull. It's my most recent 5-star pull from the standard banner. It took me 85 wishes, I believe, to get this bad boy. Now, I don't really know what to do with it quite yet. As you can see, I'm still busy leveling it up. But I haven't quite gotten around to doing that yet, because I've been busy farming other things. As you can see, we have an R5 stringless. As you can see, I have had zero luck in getting a rust. Now, what I do remember slightly is I think I did like 110 pull or something on the weapon banner in the past to try and get a rust. Now, apparently it doesn't show, but the reason it doesn't show is because after 6 months of not pulling on a banner, your record disappears. So I did 110 pull on the weapon banner in the past to try and get my hands on a rust, which failed miserably, so I gave up instantly, like any human should. Don't pull on that banner, kids. And then we have the rest of our weapons. We have an R5 stringless, R2 Favonius, Eye of Perception, you know, we have the lens, the pike, the craftables here and there, the free weapons here and there, you know. A lot of these weapons you actually get for free, so there's not really anything fancy going on over here, I have to say. I don't know if there's anything else I have to show off. We have our artifacts, which we don't really have a lot either. As you can see, we have 167, but I'm really strict with the artifacts I want to keep and want to discard, you know. They also still have some of the beautiful Xiao lanterns, which I do kinda miss the lantern, right, you know, but we'll get it back one day, hopefully. And of course, the housing system. But I think that is all that had to be said. If there's anything you want to know, you know, if you have any questions, like why I am a free-to-play player, I can answer that real quick, you know. I started this game when it released, as you guys know. I am not the most broad person at that time. I still am not. Still working my ass off, you know. But it's been a real journey for sure. Um, going free to play. I don't know. It may seem papega, but at the same time, you know, I'm really glad. You know, you have no idea how much money I probably saved not wishing or spending on any of the characters. Like when we got the C5 beta as example instead of C6, I could have just pulled out a credit card and be like, look, I'm just gonna swipe for another beta, but I didn't. I know when to hold back and when to pull, and basing it off my current Primo Gem situation, that kinda speaks for itself at this point, you know. But the free-to-play journey has been really insane. For those who are curious and just watching this on YouTube, I stream every single day. I stream all my progress that I do on twitch.tv/yellowdot. I'll post a link in the description, of course, if you want to check me out there sometime. It's been an insane journey. I've received a lot of support as well, especially on Twitch from many kind-hearted people. Um, the Genshin community can sometimes be toxic when it comes to like certain topics, but you know, the community that I have built, I have to say they're probably some of the most wholesome people I have ever met. I think that is all I have to say for today. Appreciate you guys watching this video. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Perhaps consider subscribing and liking, commenting perhaps if you enjoyed the video and all that feel, you know, obligation to say that. And goodbye everyone. Take care.